In this training video, we're going to cover the basics of the SmartCart user interface. To start off, we will look at right here the collection activity. What this will display as your products are getting added to cart, as your customers are shopping on your store, you will start to see some activity here where it lists the date a product was added to cart, the type of shipping collection that was applied, the product, the quantity of that product, and the actual shipping rate. This is a good way to check and make sure all your shipping collections are firing correctly and that there aren't any errors or any problems in your store, especially if you have a lot of products and you can't really test everything. This would be a good place to check from time to time to see that everything is functioning correctly. Down below here we have the active collections. These will be any of your shipping collections that have products added to them and how many products are in each of those collections. So if you've added some shipping collections and you don't see it in this list here, that means that you haven't gone back into the Shopify products section and actually added any products to that shipping collection. Over here on the right we have shop information. This is all basic information we pull in from your store settings. Some of the important things that we use from these settings are your default country and your currency and your time zone when it comes to split testing. Up here at the top, you'll see the name of the application. This will be the actual page that you're on. We're on dashboard currently. Then we have the add collection button, the settings button, and then the help button, which leads to these videos and any other future help content that I put up on the site for you. The next page we're going to look at here is we're going to go and take a look at settings. On this page, this is where we set the free shipping thresholds. And what I mean by that is basically if you want on your store, you want to allow your customers to get free shipping after they have a certain amount of items, or I should say a certain dollar amount in their cart. This would be where you set that value. So if you wanted to offer $50 to all U.S. customers, or offer free shipping after they spend $50 to all U.S. customers, you would type in 50 here. And then if you wanted to also offer free shipping for your international customers after a certain amount, you could also put that one here. So in my store, I set up for $50 for US, and then for everyone else would be $100. And when you're done there, you can just go ahead and click the Save Settings, and that will save that in there, and that will be applied to your store directly. We'll go ahead and switch back over here to the dashboard again, and we'll take a look at the Add Collection screen. Now we're going to go into this in great detail as we go through each of the different shipping types, but I just want to give you a basic overview real quick. So there's a 4-step process here. It's real simple. Basically, you set up or select your shipping type, and we have 5 different types here. We've got the free offer shipping, the retail shipping per item, retail shipping by range, percentage of item price, and percentage of cart subtotal. We may be adding some additional ones in the future, but this is the current list here. Over to the right of that, there's 2 buttons here, 2 radio buttons that allow you to select between what I call an auto collection and a manual collection. Auto refers to Shopify's smart collections, and those will be the ones where you set conditions and it automatically includes the products for you. Manual will be what Shopify calls custom collections, and those are the ones where you actually have to search and add products to them manually, as the name indicates. Step 2, this is where you select the country that you want to apply the shipping rates to. By default, it's set up to your store's default country. In my case, this would be the US. You have a couple of options here. Obviously, you have every country in the world that Shopify has on their list. But if you want to create a shipping collection that was for say all international countries, all customers coming from everywhere but your primary country or some other countries that you set up collections for, this is kind of a catch-all for everything else. If you wanted to set up just one rule for everything that catches every customer that comes to your store, you would use this all destinations, or this would be for all customers. And then of course, like I said, you have every single country that you could possibly imagine here on the list. Down below here we have the step 3, which is select your shipping rate strategy. And for each of the different shipping types, you're going to have some different shipping strategies. In this case, we have 3. Some of them have 2, but they'll be explained in great detail as we go through. But you'll select your strategy, and then in step 4, this will be where you actually set your shipping rates for that particular strategy. And that could be, there's a lot of different things you can set up. You could do it by ranges, by quantities, by percentages. Depends on what type you select and what strategy. And then if you want to enable split testing, you can check this box here, and this will allow you to set up basically the same shipping collection twice. And it will allow, so when it's doing split testing, it's going to run one rate on, or one set of rates on one day, and then on the next day it's going to run a different set of rates. Day 1 will always apply to the odd dates on the calendar, and day 2 will always apply to the even dates on the calendar. One thing you'll need to notice or take note of is that when you do split testing, this automatically up here gets changed to a manual collection. So that means you'll have to go into products and manually assign products that you want to be split testing on. The thinking behind that is that when you're doing split testing, it's very intentional, and you're probably not going to want to apply it to the whole, to your entire store all at once. You're just going to want to run it on a few different products, maybe even just one product. So that's why this automatically gets set to manual, and actually only works with manual currently. And that is it. So I'll show you real quick the two different, just what I referenced between the Smart Collections and the Custom Collections, just so you have a quick overview. But we'll go into those in more detail again in future videos. But just so you know, the collections where you use these conditions to select products, these are the Smart Collections, and this is what are labeled as auto in the application in SmartCart. When you select manual here, this is where after you create the collection, you have to go and either search for the products, or when you're on the product page, add them to this collection directly. This won't automatically put anything into this collection, and so this also corresponds to the manual selection in the SmartCart app. That's it for this training video. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.